Alright, so in this video, I'm gonna go over exactly step by step how we source actors on Backstage. And by the way, if there's a background noise, I apologize, I'm doing constructions, but I'm gonna dive into this video immediately. So why Backstage? Backstage is a casting platform where you can hire actors for your UGC, for your VSLs, and it's much better than sourcing actors from Twitter, like TikTok and other platforms, because people on Backstage, they are already coming from like an acting background. Maybe they were on television, maybe they were doing like actual acting, and then they transition into doing like UGC gigs and stuff like that. So they have much more experience and skills speaking to the camera, and they are much better spoken people, right? So let's go over it step by step. The first thing, so there are two main ways you can resource actors on Backstage. So first, you can create a gig and get inbound applicants, same way you would post a job application. You can post one on Backstage and get people to reach out to you, or you can reach out to candidates manually, which is the way we prefer because you have much more control over who you reach out to. So first step that you want to go through is go on Backstage, then go and find talent, and then actors and performers. So let's just do this. You want to go on Backstage, then you click on Find Talent. You can easily just create an account if you don't have one. Then you go over to Find Talent. And then once you're here, you want to go on Find Local Actors and Talent for Hire, actors and performers. Okay, so that's the first step. That's where you want to be at. It might look like this for you, so let me just make this a bit bigger. So it might look like this. So you click on Find Talent and then click Actors and Performers. Then step number 2 is adding your filter. So you want to be really specific with the type of people that you're looking for. We typically filter by gender, and then UGC, adding this as a keyword. I'm going to get to this later. Age range and then location. So it's really important that you put UGC, so you find people that is as UGC in their bio, in their description, so you know that they are familiar with shooting content remotely. They have like a setup and stuff like that. So you want to go in here, then you can really filter everything out, and we already have like saved searches here. But just to give you an idea, like what we searched before, let's put for this one. So as you can see, we have like a saved search already called UGC. So you just want to put the filters that you're looking for. So you can put the gender, so you put male, then the age, minimum if they have a specific age. Let's say that you're looking for people between 18 to like 34, right? Then the location, we're gonna get to this in a second. If you're looking for people in a specific city, you can put this as well. And then other things, you can skip this, which is they're married or not, I think, union, available assets. You can skip this part, ethnicity. Again, it really depends what you're looking for. The biggest things that we're looking for is gender, age, and then also putting UGC as like a keyword. So you know that they already have some sort of UGC experience. And then you click search. And then it should show you a ton of different people, right? So that's the second step, putting the filters. Then the third step is just going through the options one by one. And there's a specific way we do it. We call it scraping. So as you start going through the options, you just want to start scrolling through the candidates. The first thing you want to look at is their appearance and if they fit your demo, right? So just first thing you want to do is just overall, just see if like they would even match with what you're trying to do from like the first impression, right? Do they look good? For example, does this person look like somebody that you want to feature in your ads? Does it look like somebody you want to work with? Great. If not, skip them, right? The same with this. So you want to go through all the person, just give their first, give them your first kind of impression. If they do look good and if they look like somebody you will work with, click on the profile and check their media to see if they have UGC experience. Make sure this process is fast and you go through as many candidates as possible. If they look like a potential fit, just save their profiles and go back later to qualify them further, right? So let's just do this quickly. You just want to go through it, right, quickly. So does he look like somebody that you would want to work with? No. Does he look like somebody you want to work with? I don't know. So then you just randomly open, okay, maybe he looks like somebody you want to work with. You just want to open the profile and then click in their media, which you can go details in media, and see if they have some sort of portfolio, UGC portfolio, right? And see, commercial and industrials, you can see here, sometimes they have their link, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they talk about, they have like their UGC reel here, they have their portfolio, so this person doesn't have it. So you know that if he doesn't have that, he might not have the best UGC experience, although some people do have UGC experience, they just don't link their portfolio there because it's just stupid, to be honest. Like, why would you not include your portfolio, UGC portfolio in your Backstage profile? I don't know, that's the question that you have to ask them, but you want to go through this process, so let's try to find somebody that has UGC experience. Let's maybe open up this guy right here. Yeah, so as you can see, boom, right here, he has like a UGC experience, right? You can quickly see what he did before in terms of creatives, right? So you want to go like this. So maybe it looks like somebody you want to work with. So what you want to do, the next thing is just save, right? So you want to save them, and then you can create a new list. Let me move this really quick. Create a new general list, and then you can call this, I don't know, list X, right? You can call it whatever you want. So you want to quickly save them. So go through this process as quickly as you can, and try to find as many people as possible that fit your, fit like the person you're looking for, but that also have UGC experience. And even if somebody doesn't have anything, when it comes to UGC in their profile, still save them because they might have them. As you reach out to them, you ask them, hey, do you have any UGC experience? They might share with you a portfolio that is not linked in your Backstage, right? So you want to go through this process as quickly as possible. Just go through as many as you can, right? You want to finish all the way till the end and just build up this like initial list as quickly as you can. Then shortlisting, right? So then there's steps, right? So first we get the funnel, right? We get a lot of people to the first step, and then we want to qualify further until we find the best candidates. Then next part is after scraping shortlisting. Once you have about 20 to 30 script actors, it could be more, go back to the saved list and start qualifying them. The main things you want to pay attention is their portfolio and if they have any UGC experience. As I mentioned, some people might not have their portfolio linked on Backstage. But if you really do think they have potential, maybe they have done other type of content, they have done like TV reels and stuff like that, TV stuff, and they really look good at acting, still reach out to them and ask them if they have experience. So let me open up. Okay, Siri, 1 second. Let me open up a saved search that we have done so you get the idea. All right, so this is a random list that I found, but essentially, let's just say that you build up this list and it should look like something like this, right? You saved all the people that have from first appearance seen qualified, you save them into a list, then you want to go back and qualify them further, right? So let's just open up. Again, this is just a random profile. As you can see, there's females and males, so it doesn't matter. In your case, you might have only males, 25 to 55. You may only have females, 18 to 20, right? So you want to go back and then see more specifically what kind of work they've done, right? The main thing again here you're looking at is if they've done like any UGC, like how they're speaking to the camera, do they seem authentic? How is their footage? Is the footage quality good? Do they have a setup? Is lighting good? Check all these things out, right? And of course, you should know what a good content creator looks like. If not, then there's no even point you're doing this process, right? So you want to qualify them further. That's the second step. After you have 30 people, go through them and qualify them further. If a creator is qualified, you want to send them a DM immediately explaining why you're reaching out and ask for their email. Do not send all the information on Backstage as it can get messy. So let's say that this person right here, Jared, right, is qualified. You check out their portfolio. They seem like a fit, right? They seem like, he knows what he's doing. You want to message this person, click here, message them, and then send them a message. This is what it kind of looks like when we send them a message. And the reason why you don't want to like send all the information on Backstage is because it gets messy. Get their email, right, as quickly as you can. If sometimes you can find their email inside their description, but if not, just ask them by DM. So, hey Chris, we are interested in a paid UGC project or whatever you need them for. With you on this brand or product, can you please share with me your portfolio and your email so I can send you over more details? Thanks, right? And then for the subject line, you can put a paid UGC. Make sure that you include a paid project, like for example, paid gig for this, paid UGC work opportunity on this brand, right? So that's how you want to do it. As I mentioned, sometimes you'll be able to find their email like right here somewhere. And in that case, I would still reach out to them and tell them, hey, I just sent you an email. Or if you cannot find an email, just send a message and ask for the email. Then that's step 6, reaching out to them. Then the outreach, once you do it by email, it needs to be different than how you would do it on Backstage. So there are different, so just to automate this, there's different ways you can automate your creator outreach. For a free automation is GMS. You can figure out how to use it. It's pretty effective. It's not the best when it comes to like setup, but it does its job. It's basically a Gmail free automation where you can send automated follow-ups. You can automate your your emails, or you can do instantly and Lemlist, which are paid. But it's important that your first email that you reach out to them with, covers these points. So first, you need to tell them the type of brand or product that you need to work on. So already include the website in the email if it's a client, or just the link of the product page if you're a brand. So tell them exactly what you're working on. Then what you will use their content for. Is it paid ads? Is it organic? Is it for YouTube? Is it for Meta? Make sure that you tell them what you need the content for. And also, like what kind of content you need them to do. Is it like they need to edit the video? Do they need to provide the raw footage only? Make sure that you are specific. Then an overview of how the project will work. So for example, as you can see here, we tell them we will ship you over the product. We will share with you a shot list of 18 to 20 B-roll scenes and 2 to 3 token ads. You'll need to go through the shot list and film each scene. After the shooting is completed, you'll need to upload the shots into a folder that will be provided to you. Okay, so tell them, give an overview of the different steps. What your brief shot list will look like. This is really important. Tell them roughly the quantity of work they can expect. So let's say 18 to 20 B-roll scenes plus 2 to 3 token ads, depending on how you brief your creators. Make sure that you are specific. The worst thing is that creators don't want to receive a brief that is not what they were expecting. That's the worst thing. Send them over the more amount of work that they were expecting. So make sure that you are specific. And ideally, give them an example of a shot list or a brief so they get an idea about the volume. And then lastly, your budget, okay? For the subject line, we keep it simple also for organization because we communicate with our creators mainly via email. So we have the creator name, so for example, Jake, and the brand Nike. So and then we can also create like a subfolder with Nike and all the creators, all the different threads. And then we communicate with each creator into each specific thread. But we know that, for example, Jake is working with Nike, Jennifer is working with Nike, and then for another brand, if we have David that is working on Adidas, and then we have Hannah that is working on Adidas, is on a different different subfolder with but all the threads for that specific brand that we're working with and those creators will be into that specific folder. I hope that makes sense. But you want to do it like this. And also this helps for organization. You want to add all the potential creators for a project into the specific folder. Even if you don't work with them later on, still name it like that, like Jake, Nike. And then later on, if the negotiation does work, you can just delete the thread, delete the email. And then, yes, we're going to add all the creators inside the specific client folder. So again, just to make sure that you understand, you have the Nike folder, and then inside the Nike folder, there will be Jake, Nike, email thread with that creator. We send the brief there, we communicate there. Then we have David, Nike, another email thread with a different creator. But each, inside the Nike folder, there will be all the threads with all the creators that work with Nike. Right, because we are a creative agency, we work with multiple clients, that's how we do it. Again, even if we don't move forward with them, still include them in that folder. In terms of negotiations, here are a few tips. If your budget is below $100, it will be very hard to get a response depending on what you need them to do. The number you mentioned in the first email should always be above, 3 figures, should be like 3 figures, so at least $100+. You can offer them $50, they're not going to take you seriously. If it's only like less than $100, you will put them off. Also, always offer a starting price that is below where your actual budget is. So let's say your budget is just randomly, right, is between 100 and 125. Even though you can afford to pay 150, tell them that this is our budget, 125. Even if you can afford to pay 150, don't go too low though. So if you can afford to pay 150, don't be like, hey, our budget is like 75. Make sure that it's like still like below like what's your kind of target, but it's still something reasonable, right? So then if they tell them, oh, actually, I charge 200, then you can tell them, okay, let's meet at 150, right? Which was still what we were going for. Then don't increase your budget to fit their needs. If anything, reduce the deliverables to fit within your budget. This is really important. I'm going to say that again. I do not increase your budget to fit their needs. If anything, reduce the amount of work they need to do to fit within your budget, right? So if you offer 20 B-rolls and 3 token ads for $200, if they tell you, okay, it's too much, I cannot do it for that amount, be like, okay, then can you do 15 B-rolls and 3 token ads, right? Which is 5 B-rolls less for to 100, and they might say yes. Do not pay more. Don't go out of your budget, because there's a lot of things also you can play around later at the post production if you collect a lot of footage from, especially from a lot of different creators. So that's another thing. And another thing is, well, even if a creator says they're not interested, but you see potential to work with them, like meaning that they're really good and you would like to work with them, maybe they don't have they say they're too expensive, but they say they're not interested. Still find a way to make it work, because 95% of the time it's all about compensation. So they're saying, "Oh, actually, I don't want to work on this. I want to pass on this." If you offer them more money, they will take it. So it's all about compensation. And another tip as well is, if you see that a creator has a potential, let's say that their talking heads are not the best, so like they're okay talking to the camera, but then their footage, their B-rolls are really good. Their unboxing scenes, they're great lighting, they have an amazing location they shoot from. Still try to work with them, because you can leverage those clips differently, right? Maybe you can get some creators to shoot more talking heads, and then this specific creator that is a bit like that lacks a bit of like skill with speaking to the camera, they can do other type of shots, right? And then you can leverage those shots with the other creators, the really good creators that are the really good talking head creators, and you can leverage those as well. So don't, just because somebody doesn't fit all the criteria like 100%, don't work with them. If somebody has more strength in an area, try to leverage them more for that area. I hope that makes sense. So that's pretty much it. Hope this video makes sense. And yeah, that's the process that we use to source actors on Backstage. Then make sure that once you work with them, you put them in your database. You give them more work if they are really good actors. And yeah, hope this makes sense. And if you have any question, do let me know.